She comes across like diamonds, diamonds, easy in love when the lights are low. She comes into focus, focus, the closer she gets, the more I know. She takes more whiskey than I wine,
For a while now, I've been planning to go back to some whiskeys that I had in the past and to try them again with a more, shall we say, educated and experienced palate. I remember liking this one a lot. It's the Maker's 46, but for some reason, I feel that I need to come back to it because it's kind of interesting to see how far you've progressed and what kind of first impression I will get now might be a little different from what I got, you know, 3 or 4 years ago when I did this the last time. So I'm going to try and get this open without making too much of a mess. We've got the wax top, and we've got a pull tab which we're pulling, and looks like a piece of tape that goes all the way around. And it looks like we've got a solid opening. Okay. Oh, it's got pretty strong adhesive on there. And this, as I recall, is a... Oh, it's a cork. Wow, it used to be a screw top, I think. But now it's a synthetic cork. I think it was a screw top in the past. I don't know. Maybe it was a cork. Huh. Well, let's pour a quig size measure of this. It's Maker's 46. I believe that's the number of the recipe that they use to make this, where the actual alcohol by volume is 47%, or 94 proof. Yeah. So it's Maker's 46 Kentucky Bourbon Whiskey. Barrel finished with oak staves. So they're oak staves in the barrel. I guess yeah. So they added the oak staves to the barrel towards the end or whatever. So I'm guessing they're fresh oak staves on top of the regular oak barrels, new charred oak, American white oak. So this would be extra oak. Oh, I'm getting some barrel char right off the get-go. I'm getting some vanilla. I'm getting some of that cherry. Cherry and vanilla. I don't know. I think this might have some wheat to it as well, rather than rye. Because Maker's Mark is usually a wheated bourbon, rather than a rye. So I'm getting some of those whole wheat bread kind of notes, rather than a rye bread kind of note. Yeah, once again, a bit of barrel char, some of that whole wheat bread note. Not getting the dill pickle and the mint that you would get from a rye, or a high rye bourbon. No, this is wheated. And here's some more of that cherry. Some more of that barrel char. And some more of that wheatiness, shall we say. It smells nice. Cherries and vanilla. It's like, no, it's not. It's not at all like cherry Coke and vanilla Coke mixed together. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't mix this with Coke. Might add a little bit of water if I find it a little bit too harsh, but I'm not getting any alcohol burn on the nose. It smells very smooth, and the amount of alcohol in this is just enough. Just enough to carry the aromas from the surface of the whiskey up my nose. Yeah, that's a beautiful nose. I'm getting some cereal now too. There's a cereal note as well, which I was not getting earlier. I was getting more cherries and more, but now there's a cereal grainy note. Oh, could that be coming from the wheat and the corn? There's a bit of corn sweetness now that I mention it. It's very nice, very nice. Now, more vanilla is coming in. More vanilla. Vanilla and some caramel from the oak staves. I think there's heavier vanilla as time goes on. It's changing a little bit as it goes, which is nice. I don't like it to be static. I don't like it to be one note and one note only. This is not a one note bourbon. This has some interesting notes to the nose, and they change as it goes along. Yeah. Now it's a little more cherry, and then a little bit more vanilla, a little more cherry, then the grainy note again. It's nice. It's complex enough. I'm going to taste it neat and then see what happens if I add some water to it, if it makes a difference. Mmm. Mmm. It's thick. It's chewy. It seems to run down the glass pretty fast. But it's thick and chewy. I'm getting some spiciness from the wood. There's quite a bit of spiciness from the wood. And a dryness from the wood. I'm definitely getting that wheat character. I'm definitely getting cherries all over the place. The wood is there, but it adds a complexity rather than covering over the other flavors. The sweetness of the corn and that graininess from the wheat. Actually, the graininess from the wheat is very gentle. It's gentle. It's not. It doesn't overpower anything. It complements rather than fights the corn sweetness. That was pretty good for a first mouthful or a first sip. I'm gonna have a second sip neat before I start dripping water into it. Mm. That is a fine wheated bourbon. Very nice. It's a completely different animal from a bourbon with rye in it. It's gentle, yet complex and flavorful at the same time. It's a nice dram. It's kind of astringent towards the finish. And I think that's coming from those extra oak staves that are in the barrel. There's quite a bit of wood tannin. I think that's what barrel char. Yeah, fair amount of barrel char, some wood tannins. It's nice, very nice. I can't fault this. This is a nice sipping whiskey. Oh, there's that beautiful cherry note again. No wonder this bottle disappeared so fast the last time. It's good. It's good. I like this a lot. It's not overpowering at all. It's just right. 47 is a good ABV for this stuff. Well, I think I'll drink to your very good health. Cheers.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.